CBS2's Vince Gerasole and Mobile 2 have traveled to Berwyn. There's a place there where every morning is actually the dawn of the dead. I think he's with zombies today. Hi, Vince.
He did the Monster Mash.
Do we have
a graveyard smash.
To the dungeon of death. Oh my goodness, what the heck kind of accent is that? I want you to see what I saw here in the basement of Horrorbles. All this stuff. Horrorbles is a shop in Berwyn that's dedicated to horror memorabilia, sci-fi memorabilia. You can come here and find all sorts of fun stuff. Like, for example, take a look at this poster here. Maybe you ever saw this film, Werewolf in a Girl's Dormitory. If you don't just want to buy the posters, you can also watch the films. Hey, Zombie Matt, can you turn on... Guys, do you remember what film this is? Who is that peeking up over the edge of the boat? Oh my goodness, it's the creature from the Black Lagoon! Ah! I was actually reacting to Joan Collins' career when she made H.G. Wells' Empire of the Ants, where she was eaten by a giant ant. And the person who puts all of this crazy stuff together for us here is John Aranza. Okay, you've got to be a little mixed up to put this stuff together.
It brings me back to my youth. I love this. I grew up on this.
So many of us like these old horror movies, and we remember watching them either on television or maybe in some smoky theater when you could still smoke inside. What impression did they make on you when you were a kid?
You know, being an only child, I mean, that was my entire imagination, making pillow forts and playing with these things and staying up late when you had a TV guide to stay up late, too. That was it. That was it.
Now, we're taking a look at some of these busts over here because you really have some incredibly collectible busts here. Like, for example, this one is from the film American Werewolf in London, so yes. A newer film.
Yes, Jack, actually, all of these pieces are hand-casted and hand-painted by some local artists that we work with up in Aurora.
Okay, look at these faces. Okay, so we have Creature from the Black Lagoon. We also have, remember him, Frankenstein? Right? Yeah. Boris Karloff? Yeah. And then, who was the Wolfman? Lon Chaney or Lon Chaney Jr.? Lon Chaney Jr. And, of course, Elsa Lancaster was, of course, the bride of Frankenstein.
And Charles Lawton.
That's right. Okay, that's right. She was married to both of them. I don't know which one was more frightening.
I don't know which marriage worked out better, but, you know, it's all good. Okay. It's all good.
We also have a zombie band over here that dies. They're going to help us have some fun with all the crazy horror memorabilia that they have here at Horrorbles. So, come on, Chris and Susan. It's time to Monster Mash.
Monster Mash. That is a good one. You know, the Creature from the Black Lagoon, just thank goodness that special effects have improved over the years, because that guy was really scary.
Thank you, Derek. You know, it's Fright Night every day in a particular corner of Berwyn.
CBS2's Vince Gerasole and Mobile 2 are live at Horrorbles, paying tribute to some chilling movies with some interesting stuff to show us.
You know, I'm doing my best to get the Bride of Frankenstein interested in me, but she seems dead. Doesn't want to talk to me at all. Horrorbles is a great place if you like horror collectibles. This is one of my favorite posters here this morning. Remember I Dismember Mama? Kind of a take on I Remember Mama. And so many other fun things that John Aranza has collected here. I like these actually priceless signatures that you have here on the wall. Let's start on the far right. Now, that's the Spanish version of Dracula?
This was Lupita Tovar, that was the female lead in the Spanish version of Dracula that was filmed at night after they were done during the day when Todd Browning was filming the original film.
Sorry, so everyone remembers Lupita, of course. Of course, but maybe down below we know this signature a little bit better, right?
Yes, this is Boris Karloff. These were all acquired from, you know, various collectors, private collections. I mean, we authenticate, kind of collect, and it's almost a museum of sorts.
And let's take us up above to Peter Lorre. Peter Lorre used to talk like this, but was he ever really that scary?
No, you know, he was just kind of a jet setter, unless you saw the Fritz Lang film M, where he's a child murderer. Very creepy.
Yeah, we don't want to see that there. I want to show you this other picture here that John Aranza has. This is cool. This is the guy who played Godzilla, and he's getting out of his Godzilla costume. What John said to me a few seconds ago was, don't make me say the name of the actor, right?
I can't admit to anything on film, Vince. You know this. This is a collectible store.
Now, you have a zombie walk coming up here in Berwyn, right?
Yes, we do. Saturday from 6:45 going to about 8 or 8:30. Horrorbles is partnering up with the Roosevelt Road Business Association.
And all up and down on Roosevelt Road, you'll be having a zombie walk. It benefits
West Suburban Pads.
Okay. More coming up from Horrorbles as we celebrate Halloween. Stick around.
All right. Thank you for that, Vince. All right, all you guys and ghouls out there, listen up.
If you want to find a devilish good time, you can follow Vince Gerasole in Mobile 2 to Berwyn with scary moments from Chicago films.
You know, my visit here to Horrorbles has kind of changed me this morning. I'm feeling a little bit different. This is a great place if you like to collect horror movie memorabilia or perhaps sci-fi memorabilia. You can get fun stuff, too, that's not so spooky, like this magazine about the Munsters. There's also modern sci-fi stuff, like I think that's Iron Man there on the shelf. But the stuff I really like here are the collectibles. We were talking a little bit earlier about the creature from the Black Lagoon. Julie Adams was the damsel in distress. She was just here a couple weeks ago. She signed some of her pictures. You can get that here. But how about this for something to collect? Here's a mask from the Friday the 13th movies, signed by Kane Hodder, and he was the original Jason in some of them. So that's scary enough to be there. And the owner of the store, John Aranza, is here. You love this stuff, but how did you originally get hooked?
My dad got me hooked on films when I was young, but especially the horror and sci-fi genres. I just absolutely ate them up. And, as I got older, I realized there were other people that were out there that were interested too. So I kind of took the concept of a comic book shop and evolved it into what we have here today, which is Horrorbles.
You know what I'm amazed about at this time of year? If you start talking to people, they talk about how they enjoyed these spooky, campy movies with their families. It was like a bonding moment at a drive-in or in the living room on some of the old TV stations.
It was an escape. I mean, you look at the Depression, what saved the film studios were the horror films. It got everybody out and together, and it was an escape from reality.
You know, you also have some posters here, and this is one that I like, The Amazing Colossal Man. And what I want to know is, where did he find the stuff to cover his private parts, and how did he know that he needed to do that?
I have no comment on that, especially when his head looks a little bit like mine.
Well, we're just having a fun morning here. Listen to the zombie music of the Dies as we send it back to you, Chris and Susan.
Thank you for that, Vince. Time.
It is 1 part zombie apocalypse and 2 parts Fright Night at this museum.
Join CBS2's Vince Gerasole and Mobile 2 if you dare as they're at Horrorbles in Berwyn this morning.
You know, sometimes scary things put a smile on your face. Like when I walk into the theater here in the basement of Horrorbles. Zombie Matt, by the way, is eating his finger food here. They're like finger French fries. He's not going to share any with me, though. He's just going to sit there like a zombie. Anyways, you can come here to Horrorbles every once in a while, and they show some classic horror films here. Like this is Night of the Living Dead. Still a classic after all these years, isn't it, John Aranza?
Never wears out on me. Still. First zombie ever on film.
And it keeps on going and going and going like the zombies. Now, John also has collectibles here at the store. This is really a special one. It's a vial from a special television show.
Yeah, this was actually a screen-used ceremonial goblet from the original Dark Shadows film.
Yeah, and you know what? I always wish they'd bring it back. They try to bring it back, and it's never quite as good as the original. Now, you've got a zombie pub crawl for charity here in Berwyn tomorrow?
Yes, it starts at Metro Bank, a little bit west of where we're at right now, and all the proceeds benefit West Suburban Pads.
And it starts at what time?
Starts at 6:45 and starts moving east down Roosevelt Road towards Fitzgerald's.
So come dressed as your favorite zombie. We've got zombies here from Night of the Living Dead. We also want to thank the Dies. They've been playing some zombie music for us this morning. So I hope you have a fun Halloween weekend. A lot of folks are having their Halloween parties this weekend, and they're going to be grooving out to music like this. It's not so scary, is it, Chris and Susan?
Oh, good stuff.
I love a little Halloween music and excitement.
Thank you for that, Vince. Time now.